Our planet is a system of extreme contrasts, where climate and geology create environments that often stretch the limits of imagination. Today, we will explore places shaped by powerful natural processes, from frozen deserts, where the lowest temperatures on Earth have been recorded, to vertical forests of stone and dazzling white terraces formed by mineral springs. These are places where nature sets the rules, forcing even animals to adapt in the most unexpected ways. If you have ever seen photographs of enormous stone pillars rising out of a sea of mist, there is a good chance they were taken in a place called Yuanjiajie Scenic Area. This landscape lies within Zhangjiajie National Forest Park in China, and it is widely considered one of the most unusual natural environments on the planet. The first impression is difficult to put into words. Imagine hundreds, or rather thousands, of towering stone columns. Some rise more than 300 meters into the air. They stand apart from one another like gigantic towers, while clouds and mist constantly drift between them. At times, it almost seems as though the peaks are floating. These landscapes famously inspired the creators of the film Avatar. After the movie's release, one of the pillars even received the unofficial nickname Avatar Hallelujah Mountain. What makes this landscape particularly fascinating is that it wasn't formed by volcanic eruptions or earthquakes, as many people might assume. The process was much slower. Millions of years ago, this area was a vast sandstone plateau. Over time, water, wind, and temperature changes gradually eroded the rock. Softer layers wore away faster, while the harder sections remained. Eventually, the plateau was carved into the towering columns we see today. In a way, nature sculpted them from a single massive block of stone. Today, Yuanjiajie is one of the most visited locations in the park. Visitors can reach it in a rather unusual way, by taking the Bailong Elevator, one of the tallest outdoor elevators in the world. Built directly into the cliff, it carries passengers 326 meters upward in about 90 seconds. When the elevator doors open, the famous landscape appears immediately before your eyes. From there, visitors follow walking paths and viewing platforms along the cliffs. Some of the trails run right along the edges of steep drop-offs. On clear days, dozens of stone towers stretch out toward the horizon. When fog rolls in, the scenery changes completely. The pillars appear and disappear in the clouds, creating the illusion that they are suspended in mid-air. The view is especially breathtaking at sunrise, when the first rays of sunlight slowly break through the mist and illuminate the tops of the cliffs. Despite its popularity, the park remains a protected natural reserve. The entire region is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is home to many rare species of plants and animals. Interestingly, the pillars themselves are still changing. Erosion continues to shape them slowly, meaning that thousands of years from now, this landscape may look very different. Sometimes the most fantastical landscapes on Earth are completely real. Imagine a place that looks less like a natural formation and more like the creation of a painter's imagination. A massive white hillside resembling soft clouds or piles of cotton, decorated with terraces of turquoise pools filled with clear water. This place is called Pamukkale, which translates from Turkish as Cotton Castle. It lies in southwestern Turkey, in the province of Denizli Province, and is considered one of the most remarkable natural wonders in the country. Despite its name, there is of course no cotton here. The dazzling white color comes from a type of limestone called travertine. For thousands of years, hot mineral springs, with temperatures ranging from 30 to 100 degrees Celsius, have flowed down the slope. As the water moves across the surface, it deposits calcium carbonate, gradually building the famous terraces and shallow pools. To protect the delicate travertine formations, visitors are not allowed to walk on them with shoes. Instead, people walk barefoot along designated paths. However, the site has not always been so carefully protected. During the 1980s, hotels and resorts were built close to the terraces, and tourism increased rapidly. The heavy human presence began damaging the fragile formations, and the once brilliant white surface started to darken. Fortunately, conservation efforts changed the situation. In 1988, Pamukkale was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and many of the nearby hotels were demolished to restore the natural environment. Today, the area is carefully protected, and strict regulations help preserve its beauty. The best time to visit Pamukkale is in spring or early autumn when the weather is comfortable. During the summer months, the heat can make exploring the terraces quite exhausting. Now imagine a place where the cold is so intense that metal becomes brittle, and even a simple breath can sting your lungs with freezing air. In these extreme conditions stands Vostok Station, one of the harshest inhabited places on Earth. The station lies deep within Antarctica, more than 1,000 kilometers from the nearest coast. Around it stretches an endless frozen desert, with no cities, no roads, and no familiar landmarks. Winter temperatures regularly fall below -70 degrees Celsius. On July 21, 1983, thermometers recorded -89.2 degrees Celsius, the lowest natural air temperature ever measured on Earth. Summer here lasts from December to February. Even then, temperatures remain far below freezing. It is during this short window that supplies, fuel, food, and equipment are delivered. In winter, a small team of scientists remains almost completely isolated from the outside world for months. Aircraft cannot land, and snowstorms make travel impossible. But why work in such extreme conditions? The answer lies deep beneath the ice. Directly below the station is Lake Vostok, a massive subglacial lake buried under nearly 4 kilometers of ice. It has been isolated from the surface for millions of years. For scientists, this lake is an extraordinary discovery. The ice layers above it preserve ancient samples of Earth's atmosphere, like pages of a history book recording past climates. By studying these layers, researchers can learn what Earth's climate was like tens or even hundreds of thousands of years ago. There is also the possibility that unique microorganisms may exist in the lake itself, surviving in complete darkness and isolation. Studying such life could help scientists understand how organisms might survive in extreme environments, perhaps even on icy moons in our solar system. Life at the station has never been easy. The altitude is over 3,500 meters above sea level, which means the air is thin and oxygen levels are low. New arrivals often experience dizziness and fatigue. The station has also faced serious challenges. One of the most dramatic occurred in 1982, when a fire destroyed much of the power equipment. One person died, and the remaining crew had to survive the winter with limited electricity and heating. Over time, it became clear that the original Soviet-era buildings were no longer suitable. Many structures gradually became buried under snow, and people had to move between them through tunnels dug in the drifts. Because of this, a completely new polar complex was built in the 2000s and 20s, and the modern station was officially commissioned in 2024. Unlike the old buildings, the new structures stand on high supports so that snow cannot bury them over time. Inside are living quarters, laboratories, medical facilities, and modern life support systems. Today, about 15 people stay during winter, and up to 35 in summer. Vostok Station is more than just a research base. It is a place where people endure some of the most extreme conditions on Earth in order to better understand the planet we live on. In the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of the Mexican state of Nayarit, lies an archipelago called Islas Marietas. At first glance, these rocky islands look fairly ordinary, but one of them hides a place that can easily be missed if you pass by on a boat. It is known as Playa del Amor, or the Hidden Beach. From above, a large circular opening in the rock allows sunlight to pour into a secluded sandy cove below. The light illuminates the golden sand and clear water, creating the feeling that a small tropical beach has been tucked inside a giant stone chamber. Researchers believe this unusual formation may have been created by military bomb tests conducted in the early 20th century. One of the explosions likely formed a large crater, which over time was shaped by natural erosion into the beach seen today. Visitors reach the beach by swimming through a 20 to 25 meter sea tunnel, and the trip is only possible when tides are low enough. Despite the difficulty of reaching it, the Hidden Beach has become one of the most photographed locations in Mexico. The surrounding waters are also rich with marine life. Dolphins, sea turtles, and even humpback whale can sometimes be seen nearby. Have you ever seen goats climbing trees? At first glance, it looks like a joke or something generated by artificial intelligence, but in Morocco, it's a perfectly normal sight. The reason is a remarkable tree called Argania spinosa. This species is perfectly adapted to hot, dry climates and thrives in regions where many other plants struggle to survive. For goats, however, these trees are a feast. They climb onto the branches to eat the leaves and fruits, seemingly unfazed by the thorns. Sometimes, several goats can be seen balancing in a single tree. The fruit of the argan tree is also highly valued by people. Inside each fruit are hard kernels used to produce argan oil, one of the most prized vegetable oils in the world. It is widely used in cooking as well as in cosmetics. There is a popular myth that people collect the kernels after they pass through the digestive system of goats. In reality, this method is rarely used today. Most often, goats simply eat the pulp and spit out the hard seeds. Argan forests are so unique that the region where they grow has been designated a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So if you ever travel through Morocco and see goats perched in the branches of trees, don't be surprised. It's not a trick for tourists, just another ordinary day in one of the most unusual landscapes on Earth. Our journey across these extraordinary places has come to an end. Which of these locations would you most like to see with your own eyes? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next episode.